All right. What's up, you guys? My name is Aaron Edwards, and I'm here. I'm a chef. I'm here to show you guys how to make an excellent date night pasta. Maybe, let's just imagine your name is Jimmy. You got an anniversary coming up, you know what I'm saying? You guys might be vegans, you guys might be omnivores, you know, and you want to do something special, dude, you know, maybe even something interacting, you know, something with some interaction, you know. Either way, I got you covered, you know. I'm gonna show you all of my excellent techniques that I've curated throughout my many years in the culinary industry. I got a lot of crazy, not too crazy, I got a lot of basic things, dude. All of these things I'm going to show you today are super easy. They're super simple. This is also very cheap, you know, with lots of capability for interpretation, you know. And without further ado, we're just going to get straight into it. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time doing this. I'm a little nervous, but we're gonna get through this, you know? Okay, so, something we're gonna need is a cutting board, dude. Yeah, let's talk about the things you'll need. It's really not much, you know what I'm saying? You don't need a paper towel, but it helps if you want to put something under your cutting board. That way it doesn't slide around. Some people have, you know, whole cutting board islands and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Not me. I don't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, this would be great for me speedrunning this. You know what I'm saying? It'd be great for the timing on this. You know, we got a couple angles going on. So, yeah, we're gonna need some gear. We're gonna need some gear. Of course, we're gonna need the food. We got the cutting board. Let's keep on with the gear. It's not much gear, okay? For sure. Check it. We're gonna need a pot. Got the pot right here. It's a big old pot. Yep. We're gonna fill that pot with just normal drinking water. But this isn't just normal drinking water right here. You know what I'm saying? This is some of the best water you can drink coming out of the Kangen machine. You know, this is 9.0 water, excellent for drinking, perfect for cooking of pastas, you know, that's what we're making tonight, date night pasta. Okay, if you remember, yeah, as far as pots go, you know, I just got a bunch of random pots. This is good. This one might be a little bit better, a little bit more surface area. Pot's full of water. It's okay if your pot overfills with water a little bit. You could just dump it out. You know what I'm saying? Dump it out. Either way, we got a pot full of water here. Let me show you how we boil water. You're gonna find out how to boil water today. You put the pot of water on the burner. You turn the burner on high. Here we go. We're cooking now. That John, throw a lid on it so that way the water gets hotter faster. Yeah, right? Less evaporation escaping, yeah? I would love to show you guys the science behind cooking as well, you know? Okay. We got the pot and we got the skillet. That skillet will work. Yeah, that skillet will work just fine. I didn't get the pans ready before you guys came. It's okay, you know what I'm saying? you're doing it with me. I got a normal house. You know what I'm saying? I got a normal house. Okay, we got a couple angles going on. We're just give it a quick wipe down, dog. You know what I'm saying? Making some popcorn over here. This pan will be good and important later. Okay, let me. All right. Yeah, we got the pans. We got a pan and a pot. What we'll be working on now. We got a chef's knife. And some gear. Easy peasy. I just went and shopped for this. The total was $35. Yeah, I've been a professional chef. 14 years working on 14 years, you know, so I could also give you guys a cost analysis, you know, at the end of this video as well. If you guys are interested in that, hit me up, interact with me at the end of the video. You know what I'm saying? For sure. But let's unpack everything we got so far. This is everything that we're gonna need. It's all right here. These are all kitchen staples. A lot of this stuff most people already have in their cupboard. I bought it just to show you how cheap it could be. You know what I'm saying? How fast and easy a recipe like this can be. So we got some spaghetti here. We got some Parmesan, a lemon, garlic, crushed red pepper, flat leaf parsley, not cilantro, and some butter. Right, because the branding, right? Oh, well, I guess the other branding, you know, slipped it in there, dude. This is not sponsored, not a sponsored video, not yet. Sponsored by my pockets, dog. Sponsored by Imperial Innovations, you know. Yeah, we'll probably only need one nug of butter here. That's a tablespoon, 4 tablespoons. It's probably 8 ounces of butter there. Yep, so we just got 7 ingredients here. Super simple. This is called date night pasta, and we're still getting into it. So we got this water here boiling up. The burner's on high. We got the water in there. Yep, that's good. You want to salt your water. We're talking about seasoning on every level. Yeah, salt your water. Even though I got high blood pressure, don't salt it too much. You know. But salting the water in this moment, you know what I'm saying, is important for making sure that the pasta is flavored before you give it the seasoning, you know, that we're about to work on. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients out. We have a clean workstation. You know, we're just gonna get to a little bit of mise en place, right? Okay, easy peasy. Nice white plate here. Yep. Okay, first up, I will start with the parsley. Doesn't really matter what you start with in this moment. It's all about starting, you know? And I'm just gonna give this parsley a quick chiffonade, yeah. In a minute here, I'm just gonna zone out and give you guys a couple of tips, play some music, listen to my podcast, or not podcast, I got a new audiobook I'm listening to. If you guys are interested in hearing about what audiobook I got going on in my Bluetooth headphones here, interact with me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what you're curious about in this video in the comments, dude, you know? Would love to interact with you guys on in the comments. Please comment, like, and share, I guess. That's what I'm supposed to say. Yep. So, I got these parsley leaves. They're nice and fresh. Could hit them with a little bit of water. So many excellent uses for this water. The reason why we picked the parsley first, because I didn't want the juices from the lemon and the garlic to ruin our chiffonade. You know, we could be really particular and pick off all of the individual leaves. This would be the very chefy thing to do here. You would pick off all of the individual leaves for chiffonade, which is what we're about to do. But It's just a quick, rough chop, basically. You know, we could do it like that. We could go through and pick off, you know, all of the leaves one by one, you know, for sure we can. What I was planning on doing, recommended for the home cooks, those are the stems from the other ones. You just get them lined up. You get a little bit of stem in there. It's no big deal. You line up the parsley. And you cut the stem off, leaving you with the leaves here. So, as you can see here, all we've done, all we've done here is just bunched up this parsley. Literally just put it in a pile. And then we take our knife and we slowly rock back and forth. What's important here is not putting a lot of pressure on the parsley. You just have a nice rocking motion. This is a very professional way to hold the knife and cut the parsley. You see, it may seem dangerous, but the backs of my fingers are protecting me from the knife. The knife is butt up against the back of my fingers. I'm holding the knife as sturdy as you possibly can here. I can make another video about the basic tips, tricks, and practices in the kitchen. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. I'll make another video for sure. I'm interested in making videos. I'm just kind of shy. You know, aren't we all? Okay, great. You see, there's some large bits here. A little bit of stem. You don't have to worry about those. Those don't have to intimidate you. This doesn't have to be perfect. Once again, it's about completing the task, which is my biggest goal here as well. So we're both getting out of our comfort zone in that way. I'm right here with you. Rough chop your parsley however you do. Try not to chop your parsley too much and bruise it. Use the sharpest knife that you have. Those are excellent tips. As I clean the blade, I do it very gently, very gently. Extras. No need to fret. No need to fret over here. We're just getting our mise en place. Mise en place is a classic French term for everything in its place, yeah? Speaking of everything in its place, we're gonna take this parsley now that we're done with it and put it away. That's how you keep a clean workstation. You clean as you go. I'm really taking my time with this recipe because, yeah, I could even speed it up a little bit. You know what? I am going to speed it up a little bit. Here I go. The lemon. You don't want any seeds. This is how you cut the lemon without getting any seeds. Cut it around the core. Most of the seeds live in the core of the lemon. That's a nice chef tip for you guys. You want a nice cute one? You can cut it for garnish. This is still good for juice. I'm gonna keep this there. Sometimes I toss it. All right, boom. We're already done with the lemons. Yeah, we're gonna need the lemon juice there. Nothing fancy over here. I took the top of the garlic off just because it's easier to smash. Take the palm of your hand, put it on the base, put the garlic face down with the root up, put your palm on the top of that garlic and push down. Boom. Don't be so soft with it, dude. Bust that garlic out, G. Easy. Bust out the garlic. How much garlic? You know, don't forget this is date night pasta, so we're still trying to you know, do the things that come with dating, you know. So yeah, so you only need like 4 or 5 cloves. 4 or 5 cloves, you know. Measure with your heart. If you like a lot of garlic, go for more garlic, you know. It's totally up to you. There's a lot of variations and adaptions that you could do with these kinds of recipes, you know. It's about learning the core techniques. Part of the core techniques is being mise en place, being prepared. Preparation makes success is when practice means preparation. Yep. Something TPP is about something like preparation makes for a powerful purpose or something like that, I believe. Yeah, the water's almost boiling, which is pretty perfect because we still gotta wait for the pasta to cook, and we're just getting ready, so that way when the pasta's the boys got a phone call. Amanda, we're gonna get back to you guys. All right, cutting up some garlic. Just gonna take off the root here. This is a chefy tip. Inside the garlic, it's like a little pit. You can remove that pit, but you don't have to. I'm gonna leave it in on one. It's indigestible. Maybe I'll take it out. Happens with like overgrown garlic sometimes. It's no big deal, but it's a nice chefy tip to remove if you can. Otherwise, it's no big deal. So yeah, just like the parsley, we're just gonna go through once on it. Once again, I got my finger leading up the blade. You know, we could get real chefy here and do, you know, like a mandolin cut as well. We're just making some garlic slivers here. You could mince it, but it's not necessary in this situation. We're all about efficiency over here, you know? Yep, so we got this garlic, nice sticky, icky garlic here. Nice garlic slivers. If you think it's a little big, just give it one more quick chop through. Easy. You don't want big, chunky garlic, you know, just some garlic slivers. That was a little professional bit right there for you. Then we add that to our plate. Careful with your sharp knife as you run your finger down the blade. Wake up and get cream. Catch with everything around me. So what's it? What? Cutting as high as it can get them in the edge, slash your door. And that's like the majority of all the cutting we're gonna need. This is a fresh bottle of crushed red pepper. Well, a lot of people just have that. How much? You know, you're only cooking for 2 people, presumably date night pasta, right? So crushed red pepper is spicy. So you only need, it's a little bit more in the tablespoon, or a little bit more in the teaspoon there. I'd say about a half a tablespoon here. But who's counting, dude? You know, I just measured it in the palm of my hand, no problem. Put that away. Guys. Don't tell lies. Beat it till you slide and go outside. Come on, missile. All right, it's half. A couple tablespoons of butter there. Gonna leave that out just in case we need it later. Don't think we will. Cutting, give me fuel. Got some Parmesan here. It's going to be important later. You only need a little piece like that. Yup. Here we are on this side. We got the, that'll be a good transition there. Ingredients, all mise en place. About half the box there, because you only need, you're only cooking for 2 people. Don't forget, right? A little date night pasta. Here's a little thumbnail for you. Little 7-ingredient date night pasta. You drop a lemon, it's totally chill. It's your house. So we got the water. You see what happened earlier? When water got boiling, I just put it to a simmer. You don't need to feel rushed. If the water's boiling and you're not done mise en place, take your time. You're the one in control here. Alright, so like I was saying, we got the boiling water. This thing is boiling now for sure. You put the pasta in. And as that pasta gets nice and soft, it falls down on its own. Pasta falls down on its own, nice and soft. Oh, whoa. little stir and make sure all that pasta's in the water. And we'll let that cook for 6 to 7 minutes. No. I mean, we're gonna let that cook for 7 to 9 minutes. None of you trolls are gonna get me. We don't need the lid anymore. It was just really to get the pasta water boiling faster, you know? So that way we can just move through this recipe quickly and cleanly, okay? So, from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off nice and low, take all the soak, because we got 7 to 9 minutes by the time we get everything. I mean, we could just wait as well, for sure. We could just wait for the pasta to be ready and then make the pan sauce lickety split. This is the interactive part. So this is where you guys would get your partner involved in the date night pasta. You know, you got your pasta in, you know, you got your mise en place, and here's the easy part. This is where it gets fun and interactive. We're gonna need the cheese grater. You know, we got time now. We totally got time now. We got some bowls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ingredients so far. We got this pan heating up here. So it's all about technique. This is what makes this pasta so simple and so delicious, yeah? This pasta could be made basically, I mean, there's a lot of variations to this pasta. If you're an omnivore, you could add some fish, seared fish to the end of this dish, you know, while you're cooking the garlic and crushed red pepper. If you're a vegan, you could omit the butter and substitute the cheese, potentially, you know? Even though the cheese is my favorite part. That was some unnecessary stirring, but, you know, that's okay too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this dish could be made vegan with, you know, some vegan cheese. I know they have like vegan hard cheese, you know, that's what you would use to garnish at the end, you know, and instead of butter, you could use avocado oil, an olive oil, a blend of that, you know, canola oil, you know, outside of butter. But a lot of people, you know, have a citrus tree. A lot of people have a herb garden, you know, flat leaf parsley is very easy to grow. Yep, stuff like that. Okay, great. So we just got this pan heating up. We got your pasta boiling. Everything is mise en place. This is where we're having fun. Okay, great. We throw in the butter. Melt this butter. You know what else we're gonna need? We're gonna need a colander or a strainer to strain out the pasta when it's ready. Put that in your sink there. Also gonna need a little cup or a bowl, something like that, to catch the pasta water. The pasta water is great for adding flavor and body, really bringing it all together, you know, really bringing this whole dish together, yeah? Makes it a silky smooth texture, silky smooth, yeah? These are not, this dish is not too heavy, you know what I'm saying? So that way, you know, you could add bread, you can just take it easy so that way you're not too sleepy for after dinner, you know. And we can do a couple of desserts too. Let me know if you guys are interested in some desserts. So yeah, this pasta's cooking up really well. You don't have to stir it. I'm just stirring it because it's fun. All right, now we're so first we added the. It doesn't like me. It doesn't like to sit. I'm sure it likes me. So first we added the butter to the pot. Now we're gonna add the garlic and the crushed red pepper. And we're gonna turn down the heat on that. Let the pasta catch up. Give it a stir. Don't burn it. A little bit of golden brown is okay on the garlic here. This is when you start cooking. You know, this is getting the kitchen smelling good. You know, getting all those juices flowing. You know. But yeah, I got the heat on medium right now. I'm just letting this garlic heat up. Get a little sweeter, actually. Yep. Grab the spatula. Spatula's not necessary. All those things. Got working so far. Maybe you think the garlic looks a little dry. You know, feel free to add a little bit more butter, dude. No worries. Butter makes everything better. Gonna try a noodle here. You ever heard if you throw a noodle against the wall it sticks? That's how you know it's ready. That one almost stuck. So that's a scientific experiment for y'all. Yeah, it's almost ready too. Maybe another 30-40 seconds. Easy peasy, dude. Yep, so this garlic's heating up with this crushed red pepper. Probably the second most important part of this dish is taking it slow. It's a quick dish. It comes together quickly, but take it slow. You don't need the burner for the garlic on high. You'll burn the garlic and you'll get frazzled. You'll want to restart. No worries. Enjoy the company, you know? That's what it's all about. Fresh, fun company, dude. You know, making new experiences together. Maybe take this moment, you know, to share something that you learned from your partner this week. Maybe share, you know, something you admire about your partner. All right, so we're gonna get this pasta and the water. We're gonna save some of the pasta water. We're gonna put the pasta in the colander. We're gonna add it to our garlic and tie this whole pasta together. Real quick, fast, lickety split, dude. I got the cup in there. And even if the pasta's a couple seconds under al dente to the tooth, you know, which is another French term that we can talk about, that's okay. We're gonna be heating up in the pan. I'm gonna turn the heat up on the pan just a little bit so we get some good sizzle, but we're we're totally ready. We want the pan to be hot and ready for us when we add that pasta in. We want to hear some sizzle, you know. That's a part of the process. We cook with all of our emotions over here: sight, touch, smell, feel, you know, hear, sound. All right, so just gonna pour out the pasta here. I saved some of the pasta water. You won't need too much. We're done with the pot. I don't wash the pasta after it comes out of the pot. If you were to wash it, you'd be rinsing away all of the delicious starches that you built in the water, which is why we reserve some of the pasta water instead of just throwing regular water on top. There's flavor in that water now, you know. That's why it's a little bit murky. It's excellent for what we're about to use it for. So I got this heat going up even a little bit more. Still, garlic's not burning. We're just waiting on a little bit more action here. I want to hear that pasta when it hits. Maybe if I stop picking up the pan so much, you know. Sometimes you gotta be patient. Let the pasta hit the pan, you know. I mean, let the pan get hot. You know what I'm saying? But don't burn the garlic. It's a fine line here. That's what makes this dish so great, because it's so simple execution. You know, it's all based on technique and attention. You know, comes together real quick. Take a sip of this glorious water here. It's important to stay hydrated. All right, you can really smell this garlic now. So we're ready. Yup, just like that. Maybe even a little bit more. That's probably 3/4. Yeah, probably about 3/4 of the pasta that we had boiled. Nice. That's a good sound. That's a good sound. We got pasta heating up. Throwing some butter. Throwing some of this pasta water. Not too much of the pasta water. And we're just making a little pan sauce here. Making a little pan sauce. Yep. Nice, light, fragrant. Fresh parsley in here. Nice pan sauce going on. Measure with your heart. Even more parsley. You know, that great chopped parsley. This dish will make a lot of servings if you need it to. You know? Yep. Season on every level. Give it a little bit of salt and pepper action. You see, it's all coming together now. All come together now, for sure. This is a great dish. We're gonna cut the heat, you know? Don't need too much heat here. The pasta's already hot, the garlic's already hot, you know? We're making a pan sauce. We got some lemon juice in here. You feel like that wasn't enough, heat? You could put a little bit more heat, but honestly, this is looking pretty darn good. This is looking pretty darn good. Oh yeah, for sure. Just like that. Just like that. Nice, light pasta. You know, she's dumping, or your partner's dumping the pasta, and you're over here adding in the parsley together. You know, you guys are talking about how much garlic you like. You know, you don't like your pasta very spicy. Nice, nice, nice. Nice pasta, all that good juice there. Yeah, all those good bits, dude. Could have maybe done a little more garlic if you wanted to, you know? A little bit of Parmesan cheese in there if you want to, you know? You don't have to. We're gonna throw some of that on top for sure. Either way, this pasta here is just about done. I feel like Rachel Ray, yeah? That's part of my origin story. I would love to tell you guys about my origin story if you guys are interested. Would love to communicate my origin story to you guys. All right, transition complete. All right, we got our pasta with the pan sauce, nice and delicious. Lots of great parsley there. Not too much crushed red pepper. The garlic is good. Give it a little twirl. That's a chefy technique. Oh yeah. Get all those pan bits on there. Excellent. Excellent. This is delicious. Seasoned on every level. Lots of color. Nice, light, fresh pasta for dinner. It's your house. Put your fingers on it. And then as far as garnishes go, we still got some more of this parsley left, so not to be too egregious, a little fresh parsley. You could serve it with lemon on the side. You could serve it with bread, you know. You could just squeeze a little bit more lemon on there. That's how I like it. You know, I like that deep, bright lemon, you know. A little bit of sweet garlic. The chili comes through. Yeah, for sure. If you like fresh, cracked pepper. And the piece de resistance, everybody's favorite part, a little bit of cheese. Tell me when. Tell me when, you know. We just keep going over here. That's how I like it. I go heavy on the Parmesan. Fresh grated Parmesan cheese right here. Delicious. Great garnish. Great garnish there on the date night pasta. Grab a fork. And a napkin. And it's ready to serve. Nice, light, delicious meal. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, look at that. You want to impress your partner? Make this dish. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.